Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and as you can see, I'm playing Shaman. I'm still in Befallen. I'm level 16. As you can probably gather, I haven't really been playing Everquest much at all. I did get my enchanted to 42, which was only one level, and I've kind of gone from 14 to 16 this morning with Rune, and that's it really. I've just been playing other games. You know, when I've been playing other games. Just going through an Everquest. Yeah, an Everquest drought at the moment, but I'm recording essentially because I'm about to try something a bit. I'm about to move on. I'm about to hit level 3, I think it is, or try to anyway. I've got all the keys. I'm a bit concerned about this particular pool here, but they are all blue, so we should be okay. I think I'm going to. What the hell? Can't see him. He's not that small. Can't see him. No way. What's blocking that? Oh, there we go. I'm going to burn down the spellcaster, I think. Oh, okay. So it seems as though the ghoul was like, yeah, whatever. You're on your own, little fella. Okay. But I was kind of dramaing it up there, but I think it's going to be easier than I was anticipating. I'm kind of feeling my way into it again. Kind of feeling that I'm quite want to get back into things. It's weird, you know. It's I'm kind of almost desperate for a new MMO, for like a new experience. I mean, Everquest is great, and I love being in the world, as mentioned before. I don't know if you can notice it sound-wise, but being in a dungeon in Everquest with headphones on is really good, because you get like I'm not sure if you get it in all dungeons, but in Befallen here, you kind of get like a thrumming that you can hear, as though there's just something going on somewhere. There's a waterfall or lava flow or something. Yeah, and it's pretty awesome, and it's very atmospheric. Tons of immersion. Let's get this ghoul. I don't like ghouls, but he's blue, so yeah. I know I mentioned it in the previous few videos how desperate I am for a new MMO, but it's just yeah, it's just waiting. I think I know Pantheon put out a couple of new videos recently. They did one that showed like new graphics or new lighting. It looks really nice. The other one was like a TwitchCon stream thing where they mentioned that pre-alpha is starting soon, and they're taking away the pre-alpha option from the pledges soon as well. And I have to confess, even though it's completely ridiculously stupid, I must confess that, you know, there's a small part of me that, I guess just I'm desperate to play a new MMO. There's a small part of me that that really wants to get in that game as early as possible. But you know, the pledges are expensive just for a game. And apparently they said that the pre-alpha stage is not going to be super long. It's more of like a server preparation for more people coming in to the more coming in the alpha stage. And I have got a pledge that gets me into alpha, so yeah. Hopefully after Christmas sometime we may get in. Let's head down here. It's interesting. I was trying to work out what the game, what Pantheon was named after, essentially. Oh, hang on. An elf skeleton. Okay. What's over here? Nothing. Oh, door closed. We've got to be able to deal with this dude, right? Surely. Yellow fungi tunic. Surely we should be alright. As long as we only get one, I guess. We'll see how we go. Yeah, I was trying to work out what Pantheon was named after. Obviously, Pantheon is a Roman building, and maybe it means maybe the game is the building, and we all dwell within the building in the game. You know, that was kind of something that I tossed around, but I wasn't quite sure. I think Pantheon was also used in English or British heraldry way back. It was a coat of arms. There was a creature that they called a Pantheon. I think it was a bit like a deer essentially, and it was on certain people's coats of arms. Pantheon also obviously is like a group of, like a pantheon is a group of gods within certain religions. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's called Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. I'm not sure if that's relative. Who's the Fallen? Are the gods the Fallen? Maybe that's what the Pantheon relates to. Maybe, as I said, it's just about the Pantheon, the building, and the game is the Pantheon, and we're all inside it. I don't know. I've got no idea. But I was mulling that over. But anyway, yes, I mean, looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a long time before I can bring any footage, sadly. I think there's just no getting around that. You know, I think Alpha is going to be... well, Alpha and Beta. I think basically release... Or maybe if there's some sort of open beta, will be when footage is... Hang, he's running away. What the hell? Oh, don't run away. Okay, well that was all unexpected. I'm going to gate. I probably don't need to, but that was unexpected. I didn't expect him to run away there, otherwise I would have... well, I would have rooted him for a start. That's what I should have done. It's funny because I've been fighting through here and I've kind of forgotten that I've got root because I just haven't really needed to use it because everything's undead. Yeah, should have done that then, I think. So we're outside, level 16. Let's go back in. There was a small, I say small, there was a low level necro in earlier. He did kill the wandering giant rat, which is quite annoying because if you kill the rat, sometimes the mummy spawns, the named one, Guylock Malta or something, or whatever his name is. Sometimes he'll spawn. Hello. Sometimes he'll spawn, and it's just really annoying. What else is in here? Oh, there's a level 60 druid as well. Yeah, so I try and avoid killing him. Great. Yeah, but I think another rat spawned, so hopefully he might leave it alone. I should just tell him, really. There you go. You live and learn. He's the one who's probably more likely to die, so I guess that's how you learn. Yeah, so Pantheon, you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully, we'll get there soon. But I mean, I'm not sure. I know for some of you, it's probably summer's starting rather than winter, but yeah, things are kind of chilling up a bit here in the UK. It's autumn, winter's definitely coming, so it's about this kind of time of the year where I wouldn't say prefer, where I find myself kind of wanting to play MMOs more, you know. So hopefully that will get me back into. As I say, I mean, I think that I think I've been on P99 for 4 years now. I think, to be perfectly honest, and it's my fault essentially because I just do the same things. But I have got to that point now where I am kind of getting a bit bored with the gameplay mechanical loop of the game. It's you know, it's super duper. Don't get me wrong. I love the mechanics, but I think, as I said, I've just been doing the same thing for so long now that yeah, I think I've kind of just got myself in a situation where I'm just slightly bored of the mechanic. The Enchanter, I must confess, I'm finding a bit more interesting play-wise. Maybe this is actually the point where I've talked about it before, but maybe this is the point where I need to just really change class and just try something different. You know, like pass my tunic onto something else. I've always wanted to really give a serious bash to a melee or a tank class, so maybe that's what I need to do. Which may sound weird because, like, for a monk, for example, you don't have as many buttons to click. But I'm not finding it boring in the clicking a button sense. It's just my gameplay loop that I've been doing now for a long time on the same class, looking at the same skills, casting the same spells, looking at the same icons. You know, essentially fighting in the same way. So maybe a change is needed. I've got a ranger who's 16, and I do like the ranger class. I think because of, as I know I've said it again, and something else I've said many times before, but I think because of how and when I play, I do like a class that is going to be at least allow me to do something at end game on my own. You know, I mean, if I decided to play a monk, then you've got to get involved in group. You know, it's you know, that I think you've got to, if you play a tank, I should say, you've got to get involved in group. Otherwise, it's kind of almost pointless. But I would like something. I would like to be able to still be reasonably efficient at a sort of higher level if I'm soloing. And I'm not sure on the Ranger. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who have all soloed Rangers to 60 and Monks to 60 and Paladins to 60 and Shadow Knights to 60, I'm sure. Yeah, but for me it's just about picking the right one. Yeah, so that's an option. As I said, I'm slightly bored with the gameplay loop as it currently is, or my gameplay loop. Yeah, maybe I just need to do something. Maybe I just really need to just completely come away from Shaman. Maybe even casters in general, and just try something completely different. Maybe Xar Monk with fungi. that used to be a. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. That used to be a combination I used to hate seeing, because it just felt that it just, you know, I mean, Monk is a great class, and I imagine I can see anyone who's interested in martial arts and that kind of thing really digging playing a Monk. Oh, it's empty, that room. But I think Xar Monk with a fungi did kind of become that class that people just played because they thought it was, I guess, super overpowered in a way, essentially. And it kind of is, I guess. Particularly, like, I guess for a melee or a tank class, you know. And I remember being in with Bugrot the first time I visited the Warstick Woods Giant Fort. And I guess it's like anything, you know, your opinion is kind of tainted by your first experience with something. So my first experiences with Xar Monks was 4 or 5 of them running around the fort killing everything with fungi on, you know. And that was kind of that was my first experience. I guess it's if your first experience with a bard is really bad, that kind of clouds your judgment, clouds your opinion of that class. Yeah, that was it for me. But there you go. I mean, if you're going to play efficiently, particularly if you want to play solo, and you want the you know, as much advantage as you can get, I guess that's how it works. That's what you do. Maybe we should go down and try and kill the elf skeleton again. It's funny because he did. Some mobs don't seem to assist other mobs down here. Like that Gaul didn't assist the. Didn't assist the caster. Oh, got the key. Fair enough. Okay, so I could pull him up here. So if he's going to run, you know, I don't think he does not a caster, is he? And I don't think we took too much damage. So let's see if we can get him again. Yeah, so as I said, maybe I need a change. I'm sure all of you have played. I'm sure a selection of you have played all of the melee and tank classes between you at some point. If you've got any opinions, chuck them in. You know, I'm always happy to listen to opinions, even if I don't actually act upon them. You know, just one of those things. Yeah, so that's it. I'm wondering if I need a complete change from. From stuff. There's a couple of other things I was going to say actually. Like, I don't know if any of you guys are into next to you know, along with gaming, like PC. I'm a PC enthusiast, so I like PCs. I build all my own PCs. Have done for years. And I kind of been looking to upgrade. Not a super easy thing when your kind of your household goes from a oh, this is not very good. From a 2 income house to a 1 income essentially. But I had loads of stuff lying around in my house that I've accumulated over many years. One of them was an arcade machine, like a Japanese candy cab, which is now quite valuable, which I've sold and stuff. So I was kind of looking at upgrading my PC. I don't know if any of you guys out there are enthusiasts. If you're using, I mean, I've always been interested in the high-end desktop platforms. So I'm currently on X79, which is Intel. Wow, this fight's a lot closer than I was expecting it to be. I skipped X99, and I think X299 is now the current Intel one. But you've also got AMD have kind of thrown their hat into the ring recently with processors, and I think I think the Threadripper I've been looking at, which is I think their first high-end desktop platform. So if any of you are using any of those platforms, again, I'd be interested in hearing your opinions, or even we could have a chat maybe. Give me a shout in game if you're in and you see me. But that's something I'm kind of looking at doing. And also like video editing. I've noticed, like, I use OBS to capture, and I use the NVIDIA codec. I've got an NVIDIA card, and the quality when it comes off is amazing. Essentially it appears to be lossless, and I normally put it through, I'm going to sit here, sorry guys, that's not very interesting, but that was a tough fight. And I normally put it through something like Virtua Dub or Handbrake, which is all good, and it still looks pretty good. I still need to work on those programs to get a better quality, but the problem is that when you upload it to YouTube, just the bitrate on YouTube is rubbish, particularly for 1080p videos. I mean, I was watching a video that I was testing with some settings the other day, and I put it up on YouTube, and it did look, you know, it started to, when you're moving about, particularly outside in a distance, the trees and stuff are all getting blocky, and there's a lot of interlacing and stuff going on. Yeah, and it looked nothing like my original video, and I'm trying to work out how to deal with that. What I have heard is that if you what you want to try and do is kid YouTube into thinking that you're uploading a 1440p video, because then the bitrate is much higher and the quality is much better. So what I was thinking of doing is maybe upscaling the video slightly. You don't have to upscale it to 1440p, but upscaling it slightly above 1080p, so that YouTube then thinks it's 1440p, or you get that bandwidth, basically that bit rate, and it looks a lot better. So I'm thinking of doing that. But as I said, I'm not particularly. I think there's casters in here, and I think they're about my level, which may just be a bit too much for me actually. I think I'll be alright with one. My mana's low. I don't want to sit around gaining mana because I'm recording now. And, yeah, and that's not very interesting. Yeah, so if any of you got any experience with video editing as well, give me a shout. As I say, I kind of use Virtua Dub and Handbrake. I've been thinking about picking up, way back when I first started, I was thinking about picking up Sony Vegas, just because it just seemed to be pretty great at everything. But obviously now I'm kind of doing videos quite infrequently. It just seems a bit of an outlay. I think it's a couple of £100. I know you can get it pirate, I know, but yeah, it seems quite an outlay for just for something that in my current fitness state is essentially a part-time thing, you know, now and again. So I'll probably wait on that. I'll probably just need to maybe upscale the video a bit. I'll try it with this one, and then I can get a 1440p rating. It's either that or it's something I'm doing wrong when I'm what would you call it, when I'm converting the video, when I'm compressing the video. As I said, like the quality of the compression when it comes out is very, very good as well. It's just that extra. I think it is the YouTube bitrate. Yeah, but that's first world problems. Who cares about that? Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm level 16. I'm hoping to do some more videos soon. I'm, as I said, like when winter coming on, I kind of feel the need to get immersed in an MMO, and Everquest is currently my only option. I've kind of vaguely thought about getting into Lord of the Rings Online again, because when I watch that, I do think that looks great. You know, being in Middle Earth, that's what it's all about. Even if it's someone else's interpretation of Middle Earth, which I don't entirely agree with. You know, it's the only one out there. And I can't mention in the last video about Shadow of War, and I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's blasphemy. You know, just can't do it. The whole Shelob thing with the Spider Woman. The fact that I think it's Celebrimbor who is the elf ghost in it, who made the rings, original rings. The fact that he kind of appears to be evil, I don't quite understand. I'm pretty sure he wasn't evil. ever. I think he was kind of misled by Sauron, maybe, back in the Middle Earth history, but or betrayed by him or whatever. But I don't think he was evil particularly, or at all. You know, he was a goody elf. So yeah, but I've avoided that. It just looks ridiculous from a lore point of view, and I know it would. You know, I know in long term it would annoy me. Short term, any term, it just get on my nerves. I'm going to pick up the new Assassin's Creed though on Friday. I need to pre-install that. I think probably I might do a video actually, just to break the channel up a bit. I was a big fan of the early games, and my interest did wane, I must confess. But I like the setting. I like the Egyptian setting here, and I like the fact that you can be an archer, a stealthy archer, which I like. And I like busy games. You know, I love open world games. Probably my favourite, I would say, if Desert Island Games kind of thing. Yeah, definitely my favourite. Yeah, and it looks full of that busy type work that I quite like. Apparently they've really tightened up on the quests. Apparently the main quest is what you'd expect, but I don't know if it's Witcher 3 quality, but apparently there's some really interesting side quests now. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video of that on Friday. Anyway guys, that's it. I'm still in Befallen. I was kind of looking at going on to level 2, level 3, but I chickened out a bit. Maybe we'll give it a go in a sec. Give me a second. We'll go around there and have a look. I haven't got enough mana, you see, which is yeah. I'd like to have the option to just blast something down, burn something down if I need to. Let's have a look. Well, worst ways, the two mobs at the bottom of the stairs should be spawning, and I'm pretty sure that they're blue cons to me. So, oh, there we go. That'll do. Up you come. Oh, there we go. More XPs. It's interesting, Befallen. It clearly is old school Everquest dungeoneering, you know, in comparison. I mean, I've got a huge amount of experience with other dungeons, but the dungeons that I watched seeing Cunark and Velius, there just seems to be more of a logical level progression with mobs, whereas in here, you know, it's quite different. You know, you can get a green mob and a yellow mob near each other, near enough so that you might pull them all, you know, that kind of thing. It's very old school. But also, I mean, as I said, I've gained 2 levels this morning, and I've only been playing for, I don't know, an hour or so, maybe, you know, a couple of hours at most. So if you can plonk yourself in a dungeon, if you can go around mowing up mobs, even the greens and blues I was doing, you know, the experience was flying. It's another slow. Yeah, because of the experience penalty, I was killing green mobs and still getting a couple of percent XP for them. You know, blue mobs 3-4%. So it's yeah, it's pretty amazing. Anyway, guys, that's it. I think I've covered stuff I want to cover. I think the main gist of the video is, please, I need to play a new MMO. I think, but I can't upgrade my pledge for Pantheon. It's just ridiculous. I think it's $100 a month for a year, or it's $1,000, and that is you got to be either incredibly rich or fairly desperate to jump on that. That's not to say, I mean, it is ridiculous. Not to say I wouldn't. You know, if I had the spare money, I would definitely would. But there you go. But I'm not gonna. So yeah. So there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon. I said I might do an Assassin's Creed video on Friday, just so you can have a look at the start. When I first started the channel, one of my plans for a video, because there's a lot of formats out there now, gaming video formats. One of them is this kind of like buy, sell, rent, buy, rent, wait, question mark, you know, and there's so many of those, and everyone's doing the same. It's all the same. They've all got like all of these guys they have like an image of a person's body. They're supposed to be them in a suit, and then they'll overlay the face with the face from the game, and everyone's doing the same thing. And I was trying to come up with something that might be quite new for people to watch from a gaming video point of view, and one of those was like the first hour of a game, You know, so I play the first hour of a game, and then people can look at it and maybe get some sort of idea of if it's going to be for them or not. You know, kind of not a review really, but just like the first hour. But there's so many formats, and there's so many that are the same. And everyone, the problem is, I think, is that one person does something, it becomes popular, and rather than someone trying to be creative and individual, you know, they'll go and just copy that format essentially. I think that I'm not sure if anyone watches him. There's a northern British guy called Mac. He's got a channel called Mac's Corner, and I very rarely agree with a lot of his views, to be honest with you. Even as someone who's like him, who's an old school gamer. I mean, I do feel that gaming is kind of losing the gaming from gaming, as it were. You know, a lot of the games now are becoming just interactive stories, and the game mechanics seem quite sloppy almost, or an afterthought. If you look at The Witcher 3, which I love, but the combat is still not great. You know, I'm sure they could come up with better combat systems. I guess I would hold up like the Souls games as really good combat systems, I guess, although difficult. But a lot of people now, just for a third-person, immersive RPG, the go-to essentially is either the block attack of Batman. It's the block attack roll dodge of Batman essentially. Which I know that... here we go. A Dreadbone. Okay, he spawned quickly. Which I know, you know... I don't know. I just feel that someone could have come up with something else. Something better than that. I mean, and I love it, don't get me wrong. I mean, when I first played the Batman games, and that combat system felt really, really good. But everyone's doing it, so, you know, it's... yeah. But yeah, it's weird, but as I said, it's Mac's Corner. I don't agree with a lot, even though I'm older than him. I think even more old school kind of gaming, and I do feel that we're losing the gaming side of it, of gaming. The mechanic side are quite often, I think, an afterthought. It's worth watching a couple of his videos because he's just a massive whinger. You know, I mean, he is your granddad. Things were, you know, the good old days type kind of stuff. You know, it really is. He really is just really annoyed at how simple games have become, in his opinion. You know, it's and it is quite funny. Okay, wow, that's another thing, isn't it? These pet classes getting even pets. These guys are. I mean, holy smoke. At least I remember to actually root something there. Heart flutter, so I've been dotted. That's not good. I'm not sure how much damage that one does. Okay. Well, I've got enough. 70 to gate. Spirit Strike is 75. Okay. Burn him down a bit. As long as I've got enough to gate. That's the key thing. Don't blind me. Okay, dispel me, that's fine. I hate blind. Particularly in a dungeon here. Oh, wrong one. God damn it. I think we're fine. Yep, we're fine. Okay, so now we've just got a pet. Even pet should be easy. Yeah, but if you're so inclined, have a little look if you've got nothing else to do. It's really not worth going out of your way, but it's just an old grumpy gaming guy who hates the fact that games have basically catering to. He's quite derogatory towards console gamers, which seems a bit weird. I don't quite understand why it's their fault. Yeah, but it's just worth a look at looking at some of these worth a buy videos. They're just quite, if nothing else, they're quite funny for a laugh. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.